Hi guys, it's Quinn's Ideas here. Remember, if you appreciate my content, then please leave a like. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, I'm here today because we've been getting a lot of really awesome, interesting new tidbits from the upcoming Denis Villeneuve Dune movie over the last few days, and it's been super great. So we're just gonna go over what we've gotten and get really excited because everything that we've seen so far is really exciting. So a while ago, I want to say like about 6 months ago, there was a rumor that the movie was going to be 3 hours long, but it soon became clear that that was unfounded. But it's been officially confirmed at this point that the movie will be 2 hours and 35 minutes long, which I think is about enough time. It's not too long so that people are gonna like want to walk out the theater and get tired, but it's long enough that I think you can mostly get the first part of the story finished. And remember, this is just the first half of the Frank Herbert Dune book. This is the first half of the story. So there's a whole half that has yet to be filmed, and it's pretty much dependent, apparently, on the success of this movie, whether or not the second movie is even going to get made. So if we want the second movie to even happen, we've got to go out and see this one. But 2 hours and 35 minutes, I think, is enough time to tell the story from House Atreides arriving on the planet Arrakis to what happens in the end, and I think it's enough time for the audience to become home in the Dune universe. So the time lengthwise is pretty decent, I would say. So the other thing that came out was that the new trailer is coming out on Friday. Now I'm going to see the trailer a little bit earlier on Wednesday in IMAX in San Francisco because they were doing this thing where they were giving out tickets and you could come and see it. So I'm going to try and see it then and then report back to you guys here when that happens. But the trailer is officially coming out on Friday, and that's going to be awesome to see. They showed like a little clip of it so far, but we haven't really seen much. It's going to have all new footage and it's going to be epic. The thing that anyone that talks about this movie consistently is saying is that this movie is fantastic. It's action-packed, it's philosophical, it's everything that an adaptation of Dune needs to be. And that first trailer I thought was really well done. So I'm curious to see what more awesome moments the second trailer brings. And of course, the last thing that we got were a bunch of close-up shots, new images of our main characters of Dune. We got Timothée as Paul Atreides. Not too different from what we've seen from him so far. Pretty standard look, but like really cool looking. We've got Jessica in her really cool looking robe and her very like piercing eyes. I think Rebecca Ferguson, as I've said since the beginning, excellent casting for the Lady Jessica. And then we got Duke Leto, who just absolutely looks the part. I was kind of skeptical at first when this casting was first announced, like almost 2 years ago at this point. I was skeptical, but I can't believe at this point that I was ever skeptical that he could pull off Duke Atreides. Not just the look, but I'm sure he can act the role perfectly as well. And the next image we got was of Duncan Idaho. Now, Duncan Idaho was, and still is to some people, controversial casting, being Jason Momoa. But I think looking at what we've seen so far in the trailer and all the images, I think that Jason Momoa is really bringing something new to the character that the character needs, because we need to establish the relationship between Paul Atreides and Duncan Idaho for reasons of the plot. So if that relationship isn't clear and that relationship doesn't seem authentic, then it kind of will fall flat later on. So we have to do things to, kind of add connective tissue so that things make more sense in the future. And I'll just leave that at that without giving too many spoilers. But I think Jason Momoa is the right actor to bring a little bit more authenticity to the role and to make him a little bit less serious at times. And I think it'll be a good fit ultimately. And I trust the people that cast this movie and that are behind this movie. So I know that if Jason Momoa was someone that couldn't portray it in the eyes of the people that were making this movie, then they probably wouldn't have cast him. All right. So next we got Josh Brolin as Gurney Halleck. Now this is probably the least interesting of all the images that we got here. We know what Josh Brolin looks like, and he's in that same armor that we saw the Duke Leto and him in earlier. Looks totally awesome, just not much to say about it. And next we got, of course, Chani. Now up on her eyebrow on the left, it looks like she might have some tribal markings. I'm not entirely sure if those what those are, but it looks like they could be that. And also, I love her eyes. They are blue within blue. They are not glowing. They are simply blue within blue. And that is more book accurate than what we've seen previously in Dune adaptations, like the David Lynch movie and, of course, the sci-fi miniseries. But I really like Chani's look. I think that Zendaya is a pretty decent match for the role. And coming up next, we've got Stilgar, and it also looks like he has some tribal markings as well under his right eye, so I'm pretty sure that is a Fremen thing. Yeah, his look is really cool. He looks super don't mess with me, and yeah, this is a dangerous man right here. I definitely dig it. I thought Javier Bardem was perfect for Stilgar from the beginning, and I cannot wait to see what he brings to the role. He's a fantastic actor. And now for the most exciting image that we got out of all of them, and that is of course the Baron Harkonnen. Whoa, he looks so cool. Like, his head is huge, you can tell he's got on a pound of makeup, and the rings are really interesting because they point out his decadence. He's really over the top. And I'm just so excited to see what Stellan Skarsgård as an actor can bring to the role of the Baron Harkonnen. Because as I said before, I thought that the David Lynch version of the Baron Harkonnen was just way too goofy and just made the Baron seem like a silly, just goofy comic book villain, like a golden age comic book villain, not even like a sophisticated comic book villain that you might find in more modern stuff. And of course the miniseries version was better, but that was such a low budget adaptation of Dune that it's kind of painful to watch sometimes because the costumes are so bad and sometimes the actors aren't great. But Stellan Skarsgård is a top tier actor, and I cannot wait to see what he brings to this role and how he delivers the horrifying lines of the Baron Harkonnen. And it's just so exciting to see all the stuff we've been waiting on this movie for years. It is so exciting to finally have it be right around the corner. It's coming out October 22nd in the United States and a little bit earlier in certain other places in the world. I wish I could go to another country and see it in September when it's coming out earlier, but unfortunately I'm not rich. But I will see it when it comes out, and I will be here to review it for you guys. Now, I, of course, have a giant playlist of Dune lore content going back over the years, and if you want to check that out, the link is in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.